Hello, there's a happy woman here. Very happy because we are coming to the last core competency. Wow, yeah, you should be happy and proud and give yourself a tap. Yeah, I took the time to get refreshed on ICF Core Competencies and I learned some things I knew. I discovered these in a new way. I hope it was useful. We are talking today about the last one, facilitating learning and growth, which is core competency 8. Like the other competencies, we'll take the time, definition, what it sounds, the key points, the key highlights of that core competency, what it sounds like across the three ACC, PCC, and MCC levels, and some tips that can help you grow this competency. Yay, I'm so happy because it's the last one. It's not easy going through all this through this core competency. I do admit that when I was doing my coach training, it was like 1 hour for each core competency. It was long. So when you missed a call to catch up with the core competency training and then the learning and practice, and that's why I really wanted to do some mini videos to make it easy. I hope so far it's easy for you to digest the content. So to avoid running and apologizing at the end, how about we dive right in? This is the coach facilitates client growth, and this belonged to the last group of the core competency grouping, cultivating learning and growth. Where am I have disappeared, look like. Okay, thank you production, I'm back. Yeah, so we talked about the four grouping, the foundation, ethics, and then the mindset. Then we move to the next thing, which is co-creating the relationship, where we talked about the agreement, trust, and presence. And then third grouping, effective communication, where we talked about active listening and evoking awareness. This is the last layer of the four grouping, which is cultivating learning and growth. And here we have just one competency. The coach facilitates client learning and growth. What does that mean? Um, I love this image because those hands are like the hands of the coach. Yes, you create an environment to facilitate what is emerging from that conversation. I wanted to a bit to illustrate, there were previously there were 11, now we have 8. So how things have been reorganized. Um, Again, I like to ask questions. I think they help because it makes my brain, maybe yours, I hope, to think. When I started asking myself the question, are my members or clients getting any learning in each? I'm not saying in general. In general, yeah, else clients will not come to you again if the coaching doesn't allow them to get insights to grow. You will not have like your coaching practice might be in trouble. But I moved from like the general coaching program to in each conversation, um, am I facilitating, am I helping each person I'm working with to get new insight, to learn something about themselves and then the situation they brought to coaching? And I feel like giving you the same answer. If you had to reflect, listening, or just thinking about the last month or year, would you say that in each conversation, your clients go away having learned something new about themselves or about their situation. Depending on your answer, my encouragement will be, what could you do to help facilitate that for the client? So, according to ICF, for this core competency 8, the coach partners with the client to transform learning and insights into action. And the coach promotes client autonomy. I don't know, I need to talk to my VA. Client autonomy was supposed to be put in blue as well. And you notice partner transforming learning and insights into action. In the previous core competency, evoke awareness, it was all about helping the client to get insights and learning. So in this one, after they've noticed, oh, something new awareness, new learning, in this competency, how do you help them turn that insight and learning into action? And again, I say important point here, client encourages client, coach encourages client autonomy in this part. This is one thing that will help separate the demonstration of the competency across ACC, PCC, or MCC. How they do that according to ICF? Well, coach does this by helping the integration of the learning, co-creating the goals. Again, notice co-creation is not the coach like becoming like an instructor, the teacher or the father. You will do this next week and come and report to me. It's like we have power over the client. Oh, have you noticed in the definition we talked about partners? We are partners at the same level. It's also your responsibility as a coach to ensure that power dynamics stay partners, same level. You're not more than, you're their coach. Because the container, all the content, the learning, the process, sometimes I like to say in the coaching thing, the real actor is the client. Yes. So the coach facilitates the learning by keeping the posture of partner, not of the teacher, like the person who knows everything. And the coach respects client autonomy, identifying potential outcomes and helping planning forward movement. I love this forward movement. Sometimes when we are at the beginning of the coaching, when we were talking about agreement and how it is the responsibility of the coach, when discussing the coaching program or the deal, to really help clarify the difference between coaching and other helping modalities. And one example that I like to use is that in coaching this movement, there's a point B, a point A, and a point B. So if you agree that coaching, there's some kind of movement, like in psychotherapy, we look at the past, we figure out, understand the past, we still a lot in the past. One trademark, according to Judith, in coaching is that we move from point A to point B. Even if it's not just about the solution, but learning. At the beginning of the conversation, the coachee, the thinker, the client was thinking something about themselves. By the time we end the conversation or the coaching program, new beliefs, new assumption, new meaning, new thinking, and that is point B. So facilitating this core competency really helps the coach help facilitate the client growth by helping to plan forward movement, by summarizing the learning and acknowledging the progress and also closing well. I really want to stress the aspect of respecting the client autonomy, the co-creation in this aspect of the call. I think at the beginning when we talked about the agreement, we mentioned the importance of like give the mic. what the client wants, where they're going, how would they know. It's also good to still um, give that mic to the client. Um, it really, this is really good and an important point to avoid making the client like a baby, like you're planning, you're organizing. Okay, considering this insight, you'll go and exercise 5 times this week. Report to me, send me an email, a text. I mean, are you their father or their boss? You're not. You're the coach. So, co creating, still staying in that posture of coach. The container, let them, the content. Oh, considering this insight that came up, maybe focusing on your well being can help you reduce the anxiety. What do you want to do about that? How do you see integrating their side? Okay, how would you know? How will it help? Like, how will this make a difference? You're still the one helping them to figure out, get clear on how their action point will make them grow according to their goal. If they need accountability, yeah, I say if because in a lot of coach training, no accountability. I told you that when I was starting, there were the 4 A's like agenda, um, awareness, action item, accountability. These were my 4 A's. So as an ACC, if I did a call and then I had an agenda, there was some awareness, maybe a solution, an option, and then helping the client to decide what action they will take out of it. And then finally, okay, they'll report. This is how will I know? I, the coach, I, the person who keeps them accountable. How will they? I know. And then that was my way. Now it's let's allow the client to take the lead, because it establishes some kind of power game where it's like the coach is more, the coach is here and the coachee is here. Tell me how, tell me how it went. Um, but if we want to stay in the posture of trusting the client, okay, exercise might be good. What are you thinking? What comes to mind? What are you willing to try? Dare choose what they want to do. And about that, um, will there be some kind of accountability? Any accountability system needed? Yeah, no. What are you thinking in terms of accountability? Anyone around you is not supposed to automatically be you. If they say, oh, since we have a coaching relationship and we'll talk, I don't know, every 2 weeks, I thought you could be my accountability partner. Great, and how can I best help you? It's not automatic that you take back the mic, you take back the power, and you tell them how things will go. You are not an expert, they are an expert. They know what they want, they know how it helped them, and they just tell you, they let you know, they share what they want and tell you the best way to help them. In doing that, you empower them. You don't take their power and make them like kids. Hope it was useful to make this little pause. Let's come back to the presentation. um yeah, these are some ways the client does that, and as for the other slides, I take one by one and then explain. um so you will go through the PowerPoint to identify that. And it's also important to really help the client, facilitate the client to acknowledge how much learning, yeah, this it's this point, how much they've learned just playing it back. I have noticed in a lot of coaching session, wow, you started saying this, you give their exact words. At some point you said this, I really want to stop and acknowledge your ability to think, the shift, your the quality that they demonstrated in the coaching session. And sometimes when you just give it back to them, it's then that they realize, wow, I'm resourceful. Because it's true. I started like being fully emotional, angry, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, this is not the leader I want to be. I'd rather be this one. Yeah, I tend to see the same behavior at home. Just playing back to them their desire to change, their ability to be vulnerable, to acknowledge, makes them see how great they are. And this is empowering when they realize, and it's not like you're making up something, you just play back some of the things they said, how they show up. You're just giving back what they showed. It didn't come from you, it's from them. They are brilliant, they are resourceful, and they get away from that coaching conversation. Wow, I got this. It's empowering, and they'll show up different after that talk. Yeah. So taking the time to really acknowledge and celebrate what they did is really good. And here ICF wants to encourage that we also partner with the client to close the session. Um, when the shift has already happened, where it's not like you being the leader, knowing the way and directing everything, when you really take and accept that posture, we are together, we are partners. Hey, how do you want to end this? Anything else? Another, they still have the mic and you're just facilitating the container. They are the content. After the learning, I've learned this is my action. I think my wife could keep me accountable. Yeah, we'll see, we'll test and see how it goes. Excellent, you celebrate them. Anything else? Did you get what you wanted? Learning about you. Is there anything else? You still give them the mic. Let them tell you it's good for today. We're good. And if you can allow them again to summarize, I think at some point we talked about summarizing the learning. Yes, just asking them again, what did they learn? A summary, what are they? Yeah, the coach partners invite the client to summarize. This is another big one for me. I wanted to be nice, and I actually had a lot of clients tell me, oh, summarizing, giving it back to me. So this is a skill I really developed. Reflective summary at the beginning when you're creating the agreement. I heard you say, is this good? Okay, we are running with that agenda. We'll do the coaching learning, and at the end, this is Judith. Yeah, today this is what happened. You entered with this, and then this happened. I was so good at that, like to pick, to summarize, to make in few minutes like a little movie of what happened in the session was very good. And a lot of clients, a lot, even today, a lot of clients really appreciate that. But that gives the project, put the projector on me. I'm good. I do a good work. Great coaching is not about you, Judith. It's all about the client. And they benefit much more summarizing the session themselves than hearing it for you. My intentions actually were not to be seen as this great coach. No, I just wanted to be helpful and to ensure we picked everything. But I've noticed that giving it to them as they do the processing, what happened, what they came for, what they got, the shift that happened is much more beneficial. And you could be surprised, there are things that they bring up that you wouldn't have mentioned in your summary. So there's so much learning when they do the summarizing themselves. You doubt? Give it a try. Give it a try and just ask, hey, What are you walking away with? What are you learning? How would you summarize the session? Yeah, these days they'll talk about the topical things, and but it gets them to think, how has this session helped me? In other words, they are confessing the value of your presence or your service to them. Isn't that valuable? Well, just give it a try and see by yourself. Personally, when I started experimenting, I saw the difference in my clients, how giving them the mic, sometimes even in this last minute, that's where they pick, that's where the change happens, that's where the win happens. Because they stop and think, okay, what did I actually get today? They come up with things I hadn't planned, and my wonderful summary wouldn't have highlight for them. So, yeah, and as you do this good, making the space for them to summarize and share their learning, you close again with them. Uh, Anything else? No, we are good. Thank you. Where else? Anything else? How do you want to close the session? Allow the clients to close the session. It's a good way. You started by giving them the mic. Give them the mic till the end, because coaching is their space that you create for them to make meaning, to find their solution, and to learn about themselves, the situation, and make progress. That will be it. I talk too much. Will be patient for me. It's the last one, so that we can quickly browse through what evidence, like how you can guess your coaching at the ACC, PCC, and MCC level for this last core competency. Please, just a couple more minutes. I will do a very, very, very short break as well. Talk to you in a bit. Yes, let's end well and strong. How do you check? How does it sound when you're doing this core competency across the various levels? Well, at the ACC level, the coach really focuses basic. Like one key thing ACC is basic, surface, just solution oriented checklist kind of coaching. Basic checking, and then action step, and they usually do this at the end of the session. PCC level is more you ask, they are not like leading too much at as one will do at ACC level. PCC more collaborative. What, as we're going towards the end, what learning, what did you hear, um and some deeper reflection. At MCC level, it's, I told you, it's flowing, and the coach doesn't wait for the end to do this, to facilitate the learning. When they feel like, oh, something is going on here, let's freeze the moment. Hey, what's going on? Any insight? Wow, where else? What else? What would that mean in the bigger picture of your life? Other places? And what would you do? So how do you want to integrate this? What would that look like? What comes up to mind? Um, who can help you? So this is integrated throughout the conversation, not just at the end. And another trademark of MCC level for this core competency, sounds like I'm tired too. Almost there, Judith. So another trademark here for MCC level is the fact that the questions to facilitate the learning connect the insights with the identity, the value of the coachee. So when there are insights, I'm hearing this, and then, well, okay, next step, I think maybe I may organize a meeting with my manager. What would that meeting mean to you? What will it bring to who you want to be as a leader? The MCC coach integrates the learning to who the being, the person, um, of the client, their vision of who they want to be, where they want to go. And also, you see here very much a lot of integration of the member owns the action. It's not like, okay, how about you could do this, report to me? How? No, what you want to do, they own the action. And it's okay if they say, for now, well, I'll just think about it. You know, say, oh, no action. Allow the client own. So even if they say, I was just gonna think and reflect again on it, great. What would that bring you? Even here, this simple question to help the client think, okay, what benefit in this action that I've chosen to take? And that's like why I say masterful coaching is so good, and I want to continue to practice. Just a simple one question, but that gets the client thinking and expanding and reflecting either depth or amplify depth or future. I just said a simple question, okay? You ask the action, and then the member is not like what an ACC would want. I would do this. Um, Maybe I will reflect on this. I know in my early days when someone would say, just reflect, oh yeah, but what is the one thing, one action I want to ensure that there's some kind of action that they would do? So when they just say reflect, for me, reflection is not an action. So I'll insist, there's some concrete things. And if they keep saying, oh, nothing comes to mind, I would suggest there must be action, because the last core competence is all about action. But when I push back and I know the client is responsible, they are resourceful, they're brilliant, and the client tells me, for now, I really just want to reflect more on the inside. Great. Maybe anything, we want to put that on a timeline, any specific date for this reflection. And by the way, what will it bring you? What do you hope to get as you get that reflection? It allows, yeah, okay, maybe the reflection is not enough, or yeah, the reflection will definitely allow me to understand A, B, C. We leave the client to own the action they want to take. We help them craft it, understand the benefit of their action, and choose. I'm sorry, it's like technologist or my producer reminding me, time is over, you should stop talking. Yeah, um, let's allow the clients to fully own the actions they want to craft from their learning. And this marks the end of our courses on core competency. Question for you: have you been using the elements given in this video or in the PowerPoint slides that you have access from your membership to reflect on your coaching? The tools are there. There's a folder resources where you have the core competency, the behavior bars that you can listen and then come and rate yourself what you saw. So the toolkit is there on with the worksheet to rate your own coaching, but also the reflective. You know how I'm big on reflective. Like if you've been in the program, if you're watching this, then you know. Actually stopping and thinking, how am I being in this conversation? What am I sensing? Even without the PCC or ACC bars or whatever that has been shared there, just as you're listening to your recording, what are you hearing? Being honest with you, you will hear things, I talk too much. Or my questions are very formulaic. Or I align a lot of questions. I want to take a lot of control. I like to control the conversation. I'm just pleading. Like, if there's one thing, I hope this core competency series has helped you. If it has helped you to listen and just ask yourself, these are the behavior for this core competency. What am I hearing in my recording? That will do a lot, because when you become aware, like me, when I did notice I talk too much, I never see myself as someone very talkative, really, not at all. But those recording, well, you talk, you take space. Even if we have tools when we transcribe that will say, okay, 25% coach and 75 client, I'll feel, oh, I don't talk too much. It's just 1/4 of the time. But as you listen closely, you notice that if I stayed silent, they wanted to say something, but they stop. And as I start to talk and talk, they close up, they stop reflecting. What do you think? Now they're sending their question to Judith, like if they came to Judith to give them their answer. They came so that Judith will create the space, calm, silent, evocative question for them to find their answer. So please listen to your recording. And if you are in this program, you cannot say, I don't know where to get the recording. Those who are part of the mentor coaching wagon, like you have opportunity to coach each other. And you also know that if you need a practice client, we can help you with that. So there's no way you could say, I don't have the recording. Yeah, you may have access to the wonderful recordings of Fran. Again, that can help you achieve a lot of learning. But it is someone else coaching. How about growing your own coaching by listening to your recording? It's my invitation. And I hope this series on core competency was useful. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we could do to make it even more impactful. I can't wait to take your questions in the mentor coaching wagon. And even if you got this, I don't know, from a promo as a gift and you're not part of the mentor coaching wagon from the system, just contact us, send us your question, let us know what we could do to help you be a more impactful coach, creating insightful moment for each of their clients. That's the desire of my heart. And until we meet next time, wish you all the best and continue to be and make a difference to your clients. The world needs coaches. Thank you for being the awesome coach you are. Take care. Bye.